Haunted 2007 Apple MacBook. We're going to eBay for our next story,
Oh,
Tim.
good.
Yeah.
Good. There's some good bargains there.
Yeah, especially if you want, a haunted Apple MacBook. Let's read about it, shall we?
Sure.
You're bidding on a white haunted 13-inch 2007 MacBook. So what's it got, like 12 gigs of RAM? No, 12 megabytes of RAM at that point.
Well, it's the operating system, though, with Macs.
There are some small cracks near the front. The computer works just fine and came with an OS X 10.6.8. This is a 2 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo, 4 gigabyte, 667 megahertz DDR2 SD RAM.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah. The computer works great and may also be haunted by a ghost or specter. Computer is not haunted by a demon or devil man, negative entity. Just to be clear. It says that in parentheses, so they're serious about this, Tim. It's unclear just how this laptop came to be haunted, but I like where it goes here. I 90% bet it was the time I left it in a graveyard next to an old abandoned mental hospital all night by accident.
Yeah.
I was doing some sketches in the graveyard. I'm an amateur sketch artist, and I brought the computer with me to play some music while I honed my craft. Anyway, I woke up the next morning and realized I'd forgotten the dang thing there in the graveyard.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if this sound accompanied the sketches in the graveyard. If the computer's playing music, how do you forget it's there? This is a great gravestone. It plays music. Then you just leave.
I want to hear Don't Fear the Reaper again.
Yeah.
Woo!
I found, much to my relief, that the computer was just where I had left it, propped open and still playing a Beethoven song I like.
Oh, of course.
So wait a minute.
Very classy.
Okay.
So he really did leave it.
He left
playing
it.
Music.
No, here's the crazy thing. He left it while it was playing music, so he didn't even remember. He couldn't hear it playing music, but he comes back a day later. What computer is still running a day later?
A possessed one.
Right.
A Mac,
right.
of course, because
The
they're better than
moisture
PCs.
from outside could have wiped it out, right?
Yeah, I don't think my PC could have done that.
Maybe with you not believing in it like that. It says the speakers on this machine put out a lot of bass for being so small.
Yeah.
It's all about the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No treble.
How do I know the computer is haunted, it says? Well, I took the computer home still in perfect working condition. And folks, this is when things started to get downright weird. First, I noticed that all of my songs in iTunes had become scary or haunted.
What?
It's true. True. It's written right here in black and white. I'm not going to question. Second, the desktop background was changed to a scary photo.
Oh.
The following week, me, my wife Barbie, and I, oh God, give me a break.
Is this Ken?
Noticed some of our.
Yes, it is.
There's no way it's Ken. He's smooth down there. He never actually married Barbie. He's with Jerry at the Dream House. Barbie and I noticed some of our stuff around the house had mysteriously been rearranged. One night, we went out to dinner with my wife's parents and their friends and some people from my wife's work and some of their parents. Wow, this is a lot of information. When we came home, my baseball cards were out of order.
Oh, no.
How can he say this isn't a demon, Tim? The damn baseball cards are out of order.
Ernie Banks was before Barry Bonds. Like it should be.
The power of Pete Rose compels you. The power of Pete Rose compels you.
And you threw a Jose Canseco
Oh,
before.
it's not. That's not the worst part, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball cards out of order, and my wife's rare American coins totally in disarray.
Now that I can't stand.
Son of a. To make matters spookier, I occasionally saw the computer levitating. So, wait a minute. That's like a throwaway. So, we're going to get all worked up because some stupid baseball cards are out of order. Who collects baseball cards anymore anyway? And then his wife's coins are mishmashed. Oh, yeah, by the way, once in a while the computer levitates. Yeah. What are you going to do?
Afterthought.
Yeah. I occasionally saw the computer levitating. In some cases, the screen and keyboard would open and shut quickly, as though the computer were attempting to speak.
Oh my gosh.
Butter. Parquet. Butter. Butter. You like? I like. Thank you very much. It's the old senior
It's Senior
Wences,
Wences, yeah.
Hello, everybody.
It's okay.
So he thought the computer was trying to talk to him. Evidence of spirit world activity. It goes on. I kid you not. Notable facts. Not only was there a full moon on the night I left the laptop in the graveyard, but there were also reports of an eerie green fog in the area,
Oh, well, I know where that came from.
which people said caused them to feel a sense of intense nostalgia. What? That green fog makes me want to listen to a little Rock Me Amadeus. Rock Me Amadeus, Tim. I later read that there was an anomalous electrical storm near the self-same evening. That self-same evening? Is that a word? You're a writer.
No,
Wow.
that's
Trademark it. Furthermore, there were
Make some
police
money off it.
Furthermore, there were police reports of a terrifying old crone capering through a contiguous neighborhood, setting trash cans ablaze and chanting incantations or curses, laughing and shrieking and brandishing a sharpened axe with a pentagram carved into the hilt. I'm not a computer expert, so I'm not sure which of these anomalous entities might have precipitated the haunting,
But I
I
dated
thought
her.
it was best to include all. That's a pretty good idea. You want to be thorough when you're selling a haunted computer. Mac, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Two different things.
Mac.
What are the effects, you may be asking yourself, of the haunting? It was about a week later that the computer began to compose messages. Oh, it's got published before Jess did. Oh, hashtag too soon. All right. You probably think the computer opened up a Word doc and started tip-tap typing away
But it
all by
doesn't have
itself.
Word.
Like some kind of 21st century player piano. No, friends. The way he communicates with us is by grasping a pen between the keyboard and
okay.
look at this
just
picture.
Stop.
Come look at the picture. Are you showing these pictures, Eric? This is communicates by grasping a pen between the keyboard and monitor, writing on pieces of printer paper
my God.
from our home office. See photo. As such, I am given to believe that the ghost may have lived in a time before computers. Where he appears to be quite unaware of the purpose of the machine he inhabits. Well, I think he's using the computer perfectly. He just closes his clap on it and draws.
So he can haunt the music, but
He
Doesn't
can
know
change.
how-
He can change the iTunes.
He can change the
Yeah.
screensaver, but he can't.
doesn't know how to type.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You know, you think that's it, but it's not. Let's continue.
God, it goes on.
There were attempts to cleanse the spirit. Even though the computer was working just fine, there's plenty of RAM for most things you're going to want to do. I decided to take it to the computer store to get it checked out. The so-called geniuses behind the counter were unable to help me with my problem. Of course, they don't have exorcists on file over at the Geek Squad. I showed them the written notes from a ghost as well as some of my own sketches.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could talk to one of the guys working that day.
Not only had they never seen anything like it, but they soon asked me to leave and
they-
even had me escorted off the premises by a security guard.
Must have
How's
hated the
that for
sketches.
hospitality?
Oh my God.
Exiting the computer store without a security guard escort, thank you very much, I noticed a neon sign at the far end of the shopping plaza, a psychic medium. What a fortuitous coincidence. Perhaps the medium could help me interpret the ghost's deranged spectral transmissions, I thought. So I took the laptop into Madame Magnifique Capacité de l'Esprit, and she examined it. She placed it in the center of her table and had me sit across from her. We held hands as she recited a special psychic's poem. The lights flickered and some scary music played on hidden speakers. When that was over, she said, "I believe the computer is haunted." She sold me some special and expensive incense to burn around the computer just before bedtime. She suggested I sing to the computer.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds weird, but this seemed to help at least pacify the tormented soul. Phenomena. Phenomena. Is that, do you think that's how it went like this, Tim? Phenomena. That's how the computer was responding?
I think it's a classier ghost than that, Dave.
You
It
think so?
listens to Beethoven.
Wait, we've got it right here. We've got our own. Oh, scary. Scary. The power of Steve Jobs compels you. Back off, you freaky computer.
Maybe it is Steve Jobs.
Yeah. The first, let's see, the computer remains haunted, but he became more peaceful and even helpful at times. The first became apparent when I came home from getting a massage and noticed that the computer had vacuumed the den. He even wrote me a note telling me that he loved me.
I want this computer. I want it.
A week later, I thought to go back to the psychic and ask her to sign a certificate of haunting I drafted up in Microsoft Office, thus providing legal proof of haunting. However, when I returned to the shopping plaza, I found the Madame's storefront had vanished. In its place, I found a store that sold leather cell phone holsters. What crummy luck. The guy who worked there gave me no information about Madame's whereabouts, and listening to my whole sob story about the haunted computer gave me a good deal on a black leather holster with an embossed image of Yosemite Sam on the front. I hate that rabbit. It's great because it fits on my belt and I don't have to dig around in my pockets for cell phones anymore. Here are the benefits of the haunting, Tim.
Oh,
the
benefits.
story's not done. I'm going
Benefits?
over break time on this.
I guess.
After all this rigmarole, I have to say the ghost has been a source of good in my life, and I'm sure he will make a welcome addition to your family, too. Whether he was giving me a hand cleaning the garage, helping my son, Thames, perform a rap song at the middle school talent show, or acting as a crucial sounding board when Barbie and I had that rough patch last autumn, this ghost has been a rock-solid friend and constant companion. I don't know if he'll ever be freed from the corporeal bonds of this perfectly adequate, if a bit worn, 2000 Apple MacBook. But either way, his friendship has been invaluable. Invaluable, yet he's willing to sell it for $75. So I think it does have a value. Invaluable means without value?
Right.
Or above value.
$75 is a pretty good steal. On
The laptop works great. We just need to clear out space. Did you guys see something? I feel like I'm not alone. Anybody else seeing what I'm seeing? It's out of the corner of my eye. I keep catching what appears to be a laptop. See what you missed not watching the show, guys? Oh, good God. So the items included a certificate of haunting. I've signed the document imagining what Madame's signature might look like had she signed it. Haunted music in iTunes, ghostly photos in a folder on a desktop, several Edgar Allan Poe stories pasted into text docs on the desktop, and collected ghostly writings from the ghost with a pen and paper, some of my better sketches of graves. So there you have it.
Whoa.
That's what you missed out on this week earlier, Jessica. Had you not been so busy writing.
Yeah. Having a life. Ballet.
Yeah. That's weird. Poor guy. I hope he gets his life back. He had an invaluable friend that he was willing to sell on eBay for $75. And shipping $2.68.
Is that it, really?
That's all. It's a hell of a deal. Can't go wrong. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got more strange and supernatural news, although that one's going to be tough to follow.
Yeah,
but you guys can try. We'll be back with more right after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, weekdays at 2 right after Rush on the Twin Cities News Talk station, TwinCitiesNewsTalk.com.